Patreon Q&A number 85. I want to thank all 124 of my amazing patrons, guys. It really means the world to me that you're continuing to support me despite everything going on. So thank you so much. To everyone else listening, there's going to be spoilers in these questions and answers, so tread carefully. Mellow asks, hey Shonen, what do you think would happen if Garou ate monster cells during the beginning of his hero hunting, and how strong would he be? So this is a good question. So Hero Hunter Garou, before going into any kind of monsterization, like when he's fighting Genos or anything, I mean, he's like a mid demon, maybe a high demon, possibly. You know, he's somewhere around there, definitely. Pretty skilled too. So if he ate a monster cell, I feel like he would become around the level of Goketsu. I mean, I think that's fair to say, right? Because human Goketsu, while we never really get a good idea of how powerful he was, it kind of had to be S-class level because, I mean, he was regarded as being like a master martial artist. He won the first super fight tournament, which is obviously a big deal. We've seen that like Suiryu Garou and Silver Fang are previous winners of it as well, and Bakuzan kind of won it too, but maybe he won like the weak ones. It was implied that Goketsu won like the most toughest super fight tournament, something like that. So maybe he was as strong as Garou, something like that. So I feel like, you know, if Garou ate a monster cell and it pushed him to as strong as he could become without a Zenkai boost, because that's kind of what it does, or at least in my opinion. It makes you as powerful as you could become, and then you need to, you know, break through another wall to get any stronger than that. You know, if Goketsu can, I don't see why Hero Hunter Garou couldn't become that strong. Also, do you think Fubuki has the potential to defeat her sister Tatsumaki in the future? As always, thanks for the great content, man. Hey, thank you for the support, Mellow. No, I don't think there's a chance that Fubuki can defeat Tatsumaki. The only way that she could is if she got some kind of Deus Ex power-up or went through some insane training that took a while or something and allowed her to unlock some latent ability that she had or something, or power. I think one was kind of showing us in the Psychic Sisters arc that there's no chance for Fubuki to be able to defeat Tatsumaki. There's just too much of a gap and talent difference between them, and that it's probably always going to be this way. Yeah, so I'd be really surprised if Fubuki defeats her in the future, or Tatsumaki would become weaker or something. That's like the only way I see at this point. Buddy asks, hey yo, well endowed Z, hope things are going well. They're going fine, thank you, buddy. I hope they are for you too. I've come to the sad realization that not all the cadres are made equal. In fact, some are weaker than the others, but given the chance, how would you buff each cadre that you consider to be a mid-drag? An example being Homeless Emperor's Light Spheres. They can go to the level of ignoring durability, but that would just make him a weaker rover. But that's just me. Have the good rest of your day, my man. Hey, you too, buddy. So instead of buffing his spheres, which I think are fine, I mean, they're just as strong as need to be anymore, then he's going into like a little too powerful territory. Just give him the ability to have like a orb around him, kind of like Tatsumaki, like a protective barrier or something. That would take him to the next level, because that's really his weakness, kind of like a glass cannon. So if he was able to have some kind of defense or something, then he'd be like high dragon at that point. And then Fear Ugly, the only thing with him is that you just buff his strength and speed. I mean, he's already got the you know, he's pretty well rounded from what we've seen so far. So maybe make his transformation a little more definitively. Because, you know, we didn't see anything. We just saw him transform, and then he got wrecked. So maybe his transformation, if we get more feats to it, maybe it could prove that he's a high dragon at that point. And then Gums, Gums just increases durability and strength. And he could easily go to a high dragon. It's like, I don't think drastic changes need to be made for the mid-dragon individual. Same thing with, like, Neon. Like, Neon, if he was faster, even though he's already the fastest, but, you know, I'm talking about when he was going against Drive Knight, but faster, more durable, stronger. These characters could easily be high dragons with just minor adjustments. Like, just take, for example, Goketsu. Like, if Goketsu was weaker, I mean, it goes without saying he'd be a mid-dragon. So imagine just buffing them to, like, Goketsu's level. It wouldn't be too difficult to, you know, to imagine that. JustBlazeYT asks, Sup, Honen Senpai, Drive Knight versus Hellfire and Gale. I think that Drive Knight would win this one. They're obviously pretty powerful. Dragons through and through, and pushed Flashy Flash somewhat before he figured out what he needed to do to defeat them. I think that Drive Knight could, I mean, given what we've seen of him against Neon, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that, you know, if he, you know, him getting pushed even further, trying harder than he even did against Neon, I think he could probably take out Hellfire and Gale too. I mean, why not? I mean, if they're just cadre candidates, I think that, Drive Knight, the power that we've seen, he could figure out something to take care of them. And even if we're just speculating about the full power of Drive Knight, like if some reason he needed to go to a higher form than what he used against Neon, then he's definitely taking them out. And also his speed seems fast enough to be able to compete with them. Like, he was faster than Neon, which is insane. Second question, do you think Glory Boss's acid could melt Darkshine's skin? I think the answer could probably be up to you, I'd say. I mean, I could see that it could, but I can also see that it can't. Because, like, when the digestotriclidium, the parasite monster that Darkshine encountered, it was like, my drills are stronger than steel, or strong as steel, or something, and like he was surprised that he couldn't pierce Darkshine's skin. So Darkshine's skin stronger than steel. So could Glory Boss acid melt steel? I think that's fair to say. It's dragon level acid. We could assume it's stronger than the acid that we've seen of Deep Sea King, which melted the hell out of Genos. So I don't know. I would say, if I had to bet on it, I would say Darkshine could probably survive it. Because, I mean, it took a lot for his skin to break, like when he was fighting Awakened Garou. So, yeah, I think he could probably take it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he couldn't. L asks, Chapter 106, seeing King through the eyes of someone as powerful as Darkshine. Can you show and give your thoughts about this panel? Because while the subtle way one wants us, the reader, to see King is awesome. By the way, Claymore is a good watch. I thought you had seen it when you talked about Teresa of the Faint Smile. Take care. Yeah, I had only seen it in that one instance when I was asked to give Teresa a disaster level. I think it was Wolf Pup who asked me. But yeah, I was unfamiliar with the series before that. I've never really watched it extendedly. I've only just looked through clips on YouTube and read info on them. But I think that this is like awesome. It goes back to what I talk about in the How Powerful is King video. Everyone sees King differently. And I mean, it's just kind of like some kind of illusion, some kind of supernatural ability to where like they literally cannot distinguish King's true appearance to what us, the reader, see from what they actually interpret him to be. So that's why, like, when you see the statues that they made of King, like when we see Saitama looking at it at the beginning of season 2, how he looks all muscular and ripped, because that's what they literally think King looks like. Like, they can't help but see as this huge brooding dude, just like the way that Darkshine does. And like when you see King come to the apartment to like talk to Saitama, like when Fubuki's there, when we see Fubuki looking at King in the hall, in the like the archway of the door, King is super handsome. Like, he's way more handsome than what he normally looks like, and that's because Fubuki is looking at him, because that's how she perceives him. Just awesome way that one does this, and I especially like when we get to see Buff King, of course. Lil Dolphin asks, hey Z, so my first question this week is when we will see more of Blast's family, like Blue's siblings or even Blue's mom. Totally unclear at this point, because like family is something that we really don't get too much into One Punch Man, unfortunately. So I mean, we gotta find something else about Blue, right? We gotta figure out like what his relationship with Blast, at least. And I mean, I feel like maybe not in the webcomic, but maybe when this eventually gets around to the manga and they expand it, maybe somebody will ask, like, okay, so who's Blast's wife, or who's Blue's mom? You know, like, I feel like somebody has to ask that, right? Because, like, who is it? Or I would say that it's 50-50 at this point. I'm not too sure if we'll go more into it, but of course I'm interested to see. Second question, do you think that God has a limit like Saitama, or has his limiter removed? Thanks, have a great week. Hey, you too, Lil Dolphin. I don't think God has a limiter. I think God's powers are just like his own thing. Like, it doesn't really have any rhyme or reason or like a limit to it. He's kind of just like crazy powerful in his own way, because I'm pretty sure that all of the monsterization and even probably the limiter dynamic comes from him. So I don't think he has it himself. Just taking a guess here, but it seems like all of the pieces are coming together and that it's God is in control of this. So maybe his power is just so absurd that it's always as if he never had a limiter and it was always removed. But Not that he literally did have one. That makes sense. Mr.Awsome asks, what's up, Jonan? You doing good? Yeah, I'm doing fine, Mr.Awesome. Thank you for asking. My first question this week is, who do you think will be in the top 5 heroes at the end of One Punch Man, and completely ignoring everyone who you think will be retired and active dead, taking into account which heroes will improve and which ones will stagnate? So I'm thinking that it's going to be pretty clear cut at the end. Thinking Saitama, obviously we just put him at number 0. And then I think it's going to be like Blast, Tatsumaki, Metal Knight, Genos. I think Genos will be one of the strongest heroes at the end. I think that's fair to say. And then after that, it could be Watchdog Man, could be Child Emperor, could be Metal Bat, maybe, could be even Tank Top Master. It's wild card territory around there. And depending on how long Drive Knight lasts, and even if he's a hero by the end, because I do think obviously he's going to be the man cyborg, or at the minimum in part of the hero, the organization. And he's going to be above Dragon, I'm speculating as well. So it's going to be like around those characters. I would be surprised if it's not them. Second question is, if you could join the Hero Association faction, which one would you sign up for? So you didn't list this, but I'm going to add it. And it's not necessarily a faction, but it's something that I could definitely sign up for. And that is Bang's Martial Arts Dojo. I think that if I was in the Hero Association and I went over to Bang's dojo, walked up the steps into the mountains and all that stuff, he would definitely accept me. I mean, why not? He was looking for members, and Shrenko sucks, so take me on. I don't want to be Atomic's disciple. I don't want to be in the C-Class team. I don't want to be in the Fubuki Blizzard group, and the tank top is fun, but I'll pass. I'd rather go with Bang. Tetsucabruh asks, hey Z, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but can you do a continuation of the question I did a few weeks ago? So I think it would... it comes down to chance at that point. It's like, is Flashy Flash then going to run into Garou at that point? Because if Flashy Flash runs into Garou instead of Puri Puri Prisoner or Darkshine, then it's very likely that he's going to kill him. Like take his head off probably or something like that. I think that's very likely, even if Garou is absurdly powerful at that point. I don't think he's strong enough to defeat Flashy Flash. I mean, they even kind of mention it, like after he becomes awake, or Darkshine says it, and I'm pretty sure that Awakened Garou says it to Flashy Flash when he meets him. So that would probably happen, and then we don't have to deal with Awakened Garou at the end of the arc. It really comes down to who's going to encounter Garou and who's going to allow him to get to the point of becoming Awakened Garou. Because if it's Flashy Flash, and things are going to change. But let's just say Awakened Garou doesn't happen because Flashy Flash takes out Garou beforehand. I think it would, then we're still going to see Tatsumaki take on Sairochi and all that stuff, very likely. And then I guess Tatsumaki defeats Sairochi, but then is weakened. And then, she's taken, or she's really hurt bad by the cadres at that point. And then it's going to come down to the Hero Association. The S-Class remaining dudes are going to have to try to take down the cadres without the help of like Awakened Garou and Saitama at that point. So I think there's going to be a lot of heavy work for Flashy Flash and Darkshine teaming up here. And then maybe it comes down to them taking on Golden S, and then I think they could probably high diff their way to a win there. And then I guess Saitama can just take care of Evil Natural Water, because he's eventually going to come to the surface anyway. Also, do you think there are any super strong heroes in the My Hero hiding in the lower ranks that can give someone in the top 10 a run for their money? I think that would be awesome. I would really like that if that was like some kind of interesting plot point or storyline in the future. But I think right now, I think that the My Hero world has a better understanding of the hierarchy of their heroes, especially in the pro ranks and everything, because it's a lot more structured and taken more seriously than it is in the Hero Association. So I think it's more difficult for someone to fall between the cracks like that in the My Hero world. But it could totally be a plot in the future. I could see that happening. Water Bottle asks, all right, shown it after 2 weeks. I'm forgetting to ask a question. I am here to ask a question. I'm throwing a bit of a curveball in this one. Do you think it would be possible to rear naked choke a chimpanzee? I'm thinking of maybe Brian Shaw or someone might be able to pull it off. I'm just not sure, and would like your input on this most pressing issue. So it's definitely possible to rear naked choke a chimpanzee. I don't see why not. It's just... how long are you able to do it, and can you put the chimp to sleep before bad things happen? Because I can tell you right now, the chimp's not going to know how to escape a locked-in rear naked choke. I would say that like 97% of the human population probably doesn't know how to escape a locked-in rear naked choke. But what a chimp can do is react to being choked, strangled, of course, and then he's going to start grabbing at your forearm probably or something, or grabbing at something on you, and he's definitely strong enough to pull pieces of flesh out of you or gouge your flesh to the point of where he's going to make some serious damage. And it comes down to that. It's like, can you withstand the pain of having your flesh gouged out long enough to put this chimp to sleep? Now, Bryan Shaw would be a good candidate because he's huge and his arms are big and he's super strong. So if someone taught him how to apply the proper squeeze to a locked-in rear naked, then he could probably put a chimp out in like 3 seconds or 4 seconds or something. But in those 3 or 4 seconds, that chimp is going to go crazy and he's going to be digging in flesh. So it's more of like a tolerance thing, I would say. Definitely possible. Bryan asks, yo, Big Z, hope you're enjoying your week. The uploads this week have been great. Hey, thank you, Bryan. I really appreciate that. First question for you. If Yusuke, Hiei, Kurama at full power took on Garou after he fought Darkshine, how do you think they'd do? I think they'd probably win. I mean, Yusuke, we're full power, of course. Yusuke by himself maybe could defeat Garou at that point. I mean, it's hard to say exactly how powerful Yusuke is exactly, like at the end of the series, like when he's fighting Yomi and stuff like that. I mean, he's way stronger than what he was when he was fighting Sensui in the demon world, because, I mean, obviously, so he's above Dragon, maybe. It's hard to say, like, what his speed and overall strength is like, but those spirit guns, man, so powerful. And then if you have the backup of Hiei and Kurama, who are both at full power, I think that Garou, even at this point in his power, probably wouldn't be able to take all of them down. I think they'd win this one. Second question, do you think maybe some of the changes to the manga will see Flashy Flash take on Golden S or another cadre? No, I don't think Flashy Flash is going to really have any more changes to the outcome of what he's going to do in this arc. He's going to show up, at the very end, and he's going to take on Awakened Garou immediately and then lose to him. Golden S is strictly reserved for losing to Awakened Garou. I highly seeing that change. Oh, no, he's going to fight Tatsumaki too, because that's how it shows how powerful he is. But I really don't think it's likely that Flashy Flash is going to fight him or even another cadre. It's just pretty much going to play out the same way. Remember, we have Metal Bat and Tank Top Master now. Crusader Deus Vult asks, Deus Vult, Lord Z, dude, man. 'Tis I, Crusader. How goes the end of the universe? I had to hunt and kill turkeys near my castle for food and clothing. Now I'm Phoenix, man. Also, keep being amazing and handsome. Hey, thank you, Crusader. You're too kind. My first question is, now that the heroes are possible joining the main battle, do you think it means Garou will go on his rampage and feats will look crazy good because he just trashed everyone? Yeah, I was talking about that earlier when I was talking about what Metal Bat's going to wind up doing. I'm pretty sure Metal Bat's going to be included in his rampage. Like, he's going to wreck Metal Bat again, and Metal Bat might be really strong at that point, possibly. Or maybe he puts up a surprising effort or something like that, but he's definitely going to wreck everyone, and it's going to look even better in this point. I mean, I really think Murata and One are going to go above and beyond for this one to make Awakened Garou look as best as he possibly can. My second question is, who would win, Goku or Saitama? Not just kidding. My second question is Lightning Core Genos versus Fuhrer Ugly. You don't know how to spell it, that's fine. I didn't know how to spell it before I looked it up either way, so, we're both in the same ballpark right here. Also, I have found out that the Holy Land, get this, will be ours. Hey, that's the plan, my man. Yeah, well, it was revealed that Lightning Core Genos was having difficulty still fighting demons in one of the latest chapters of the webcomic. I think it was like chapter 120, 121, somewhere around there. So if Lightning Core Genos is still struggling against demons, like he even lost his arm, there's no way that he could solo Fuhrer Ugly. He did look good against Flashy off panel, no doubt about that, but it's just the demon thing that we found out. Just, there's no way he could defeat a cadre like that. ShadowBatX asks, hello again, disaster level above Saitama Shonen. Glad I was able to make time, which is cool. However, it's also cool that you now have 60,000 subs. Proud of you, even though I had negative 250%, and you honestly were better at 22.5. Ha ha! Anyways, do you think who will win Hero Hunter Garou against my mask? Not really sure what the outcome would be. Yeah, I think this would be a quick win for a My Mask. I think he's way more powerful than Hero Hunter Garou, especially at their respective points in their series. I think it would more or less look similar to Watchdog Man's fight against Hero Hunter Garou, except Mai wouldn't mess around the way that Watchdog Man was. He would be way more ruthless, and I think he would take him down in like 3 shots at the most, maybe 4. Maybe 5, somewhere around there. It's not going to be like a high diff for My Mask. I mean, he proved that he can fight against dragons like Pure Ugly, despite having his weakness, and Black S. I mean, even Atomic Samurai was like, they're more or less on the same level, which is Dragon Definitive level, which Hero Hunter Garou definitely was not. And, My Mask is skilled in martial arts as well, so it's not like he's going to be exposed in that area or something. And I think he's overall faster and stronger than Hero Hunter Garou, so I think he would get the job done. And then if for some reason he had to go into his monster form, then he would just crush him, like literally crush him in his hand or something. Hard to swallow. Yes, and I stand by it. What of it? Last question. Hot Dog Monster versus Tatsumaki and Fubuki without their Esper powers. If it's too much, include the version of Saitama before he fought Cravolante. I know what you're thinking. I'm not feeling any particular way the question. It's just hard to think of a good one. Nice. So, Tatsumaki and Fubuki base. No Esper powers. Hot Dog Man. Hot Dog Man, he's got to be a wolf. Low wolf, maybe. Maybe he's the weakest monster. So maybe them teaming up. Maybe they could get the job done. Maybe. I'd actually be interested in seeing that for some reason. I don't know why this is so intriguing to me, but I think that if they pummeled him enough, maybe they could get the job done. And then, Saitama before he fought Cravolante would definitely help a lot. I mean, he soloed a friggin' tiger, so yeah. Anyways, I wanted to congratulate you again. I'm happy for you. Hey, thank you, ShadowBat. Also, I'm not sure if you were serious about the tweets about the doctors. I was. I'm on the path of becoming one, early stages. Oh, hey, that's awesome, ShadowBat. Good for you. And from my perspective, is that they find it as interesting as I do. No, they find you as interesting as do I. Maybe. It's up for debate. And you know what you're talking about sometimes, and you're not completely weird. Yeah, completely is the truth. I appreciate the hard work and entertainment. A little upset you didn't know what a neuron was. But anyway, you deserve all the rewards that are coming your way. Anyways, I'm done flirting with you, and I'll talk to you whenever I can. So I'm still locked in Patreon prison. Haha, take care. Hey, thank you, ShadowBat. I didn't know what a neuron was. I just didn't know how to define it is all. But hey, that's awesome, ShadowBat. I hope you become a great doctor in the future. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Once again, I want to thank all 124 of my incredible patrons. Guys, I can't thank you enough for everything. And if you would like to be next week's Q&A, simply check out the Patreon. The $5 tier will give you access to this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.